Hello, Colin here with a slightly different video to the typical videos that I put out. We're here on the beach in Sotogrande, which is where I live, and hopefully behind me you can see the rock. That's Gibraltar, and behind Gibraltar is Morocco, North Africa, beautiful part of the world. So it's a lovely spot to come down and just sit and reflect and listen to the sound of the waves just lapping against the shore, which is very calming and very soothing. But two things with this video. Firstly, to say a huge thank you to all of you that have put pen to paper or fingers to keyboard and sent your wishes and your prayers and your condolences for Sharon. And your wisdom for some of you that have experienced, something very similar. I promise that I'll be sharing all of those with my mum and Mick when I next see them, and it really brings home the importance of people in times like this and the difference that can make. It's what I call vitamin C, vitamin connection. So once again, thank you. Secondly, it's kind of ironic that the two videos that I put out before this one were all about fear. And I once heard or read that quite often we teach what we most need to learn. And I've got to say that over the last month, the month of August, have really caused me to confront some fears that I've had. When I got that call for Mick to say that it's becoming much closer now with Sharon. I was over here in Spain, and that meant flying back, and I knew that I was going to fly back and watch my sister die. And I can honestly say that if I could have put a duvet over my head and hid from this, then I would. If I could have not gone, I'd have not gone. I was shitting myself, to be absolutely honest. And so many thoughts. What do I say to Mick when I see him? What do I say to my mum? Am I going to be strong enough for my mum? I mean, my dad passed away 2 years ago. That meant the baton's been handed to me. Would I be able to really step up and do a good job? I wasn't sure. And arriving there in the UK, meeting Mick, and then Mick said, Sharon's lost a lot of weight, she's about 6 stone now. You need to prepare yourself for what you're about to see. I've got to say that walking into that hospice that morning was probably the most scariest thing I've ever done. I was shaking. And seeing Sharon the way that she was unbelievably difficult. And if you've read the tribute, you'll know that I needed to really find something that was changeless about her. And the only thing that was really changeless about her, that was visual, were her eyes. Her beautiful big brown eyes. And they say that eyes are the window of the soul, right? And by looking into Sharon's eyes, I was able to see the real Sharon. And then obviously the next part of the journey was knowing that she was going to be taking her last breath, and I would be present. And once again, I've got to say that caused me to confront some real fears. And we've all got fears, demons, ghosts, that get in the way, and that's really what those last two videos was about. But what's really interesting is that there's a part of me that didn't want to make this video, and that part of me nearly won through. I'm supposed to be the finding your smile guy. I'm supposed to be the one that's happy, the guru, so to speak. And right now I'm not happy, right now I'm sad, and right now I'm tearful, and right now I'm grieving, and I don't feel like being that way. And quite often we hide behind a persona or a mask or a facade. We're all guilty of it. And I didn't want to project that out to you. I want you to see the real Colin and see more of who I really am, so that we have an authentic relationship. But the fear was, what if some of you don't like what you see? What if some of you think, what an idiot? What if some of you unsubscribe? And I realized there's another fear, the fear of rejection. And we all have such a powerful need, and that's the need to be accepted, the need to be loved, the need to be recognized. And that need can get in the way of us being authentic and being real and living behind the mask or the facade. And so I knew I had to make this video and, if you like, present the real me rather than who you think I might be. So maybe to leave with a challenge to you, where in your life are you not being real, not being authentic, not saying what you really want to say, not being the way that you really want to be? Where are you hiding? And my challenge to you is to come out from behind the mask, because it is the only way to really find happiness and peace and contentment and all the things that we're searching for, is to be real, is to be authentic, is to be who you really are. And that's not an easy thing to do. It's sometimes not an easy decision to make. For some people, that can be having a truthful and honest conversation, maybe with a loved one. I was very lucky with Sharon that we had time, and I was able to say those 3 words that sometimes we find it really hard to say in the normal situation, and that is, I love you. And she could hear me. And I'm truly, truly grateful and thankful for being able to have that moment. Because if it had been sudden, I don't think I said that enough. And I don't think I've said that enough to my mum and to Mick, her husband, and to other people around. But I am now. I'm not going to miss the chance. And I know for some of you, as I've coached many people, it's so hard to say I love you to a parent or to a brother or to a sister, because you never have. You'd love to, but you never have. So my challenge to you is to step up. Go for it. Put it in writing. Pick up the phone. Tell these individuals how you really feel. Tell them what they've meant to you, because you never know. You just never know. And lastly, second challenge maybe is, why don't you leave in the comment box below a time when you've been really scared, or something that scares the living daylights out of you, or a mistake that you made and you don't feel too good about, or a secret that you've kept for so long. Share it. Something you feel guilty about. Share it. I think I read somewhere or heard somewhere that the primary emotion that's experienced at funerals isn't always grief, it's guilt. It's guilt that we haven't really said what we really think, and now the person's gone and we don't have that chance. Not face to face. So don't miss that chance. So leave something in the comment box. Be real, be honest, be open. Tell us something about yourself. If you're still listening, I appreciate that. It's been a bit of a ramble, but thank you.